Boys and Girls also want congressional Republicans and Democrats to put their divisions aside to approve the legislation. The Lost Boys and Girls want Congress to act fast, so that when the dust settles on this conflict that has ripped their homeland apart, they'll be ready to go and help put the pieces back together again. Daniel Wrenches, CCTV, Washington. Many of this generation of lost boys and girls have become accomplished professionals in the fields of business, medicine, education, and even government. While working for US Congresswoman Karen Bass, Dau Acouth recently wrote a draft law that supports the desires of lost boys and girls to return to their homeland.
So we have learned everything you needed to learn. Now the question is, should we continue to send money every year to South Sudan, or should we export our skills to South Sudan? And this legislation is an answer that the best thing we can do is to export our skills to South Sudan.
My name is Dau Acouth. I basically had grown up in the borderline of Sudan, Ethiopia, and Kenya, in what is now Sudan that now becomes South Sudan. So my mom stayed there with the kid in Town until the conflict in December, when on the 15th of 2013. When the conflict broke, the first thing I did was I picked up a phone. So I called my brother and my cousin in Juba, and they said there was fighting. I was in constant communication with my mom, but then things changed when the group that was the rebels took over the town. And I remember it was early in the morning. I tried to call. I woke up at 4 a.m. here and tried to call the number, and the phone wouldn't go through. And I think that was the last I heard of my mother. So in August, I came to the conclusion with the family that we need to do a prayer. And we did. We did. She was innocent. She was living with her grandkids and her kids. I would talk to her whenever she wants, whenever I want. It was the dream that South Sudanese has been dreaming. But then, she was killed. And I could not understand why. There are a lot of families who are suffering in the camp. And you saw all the statistics that the UN put out about the fear of famine in South Sudan. So it is true that people are suffering, but I do think there should be an effort to inform people that your voices are being heard, because that will give them hope, because their voices are being heard by the people they never met.
That were prepared by Nyanpur, and these are pen and a notebook for 2020. 2022 for our new ED to start with his work, because pen represent signing so many documents, making decisions, and putting record. And that's why we brought a notebook and a pen for him to start his work.
Yesterday I was teaching the Bible on Sunday in our church.
One hardware Bible, kanisa each Bible one, kanisa Bible.
So when I was teaching, I was talking about rules.
One teaching,
because if all of us have tools, including us women in our house, I talked about it.
the then in Kapuan, in Louis, Kalonway.
And it must not be old. It must always be new. You must always take care of it.
Kapuan the Roy always, the guy in Tick Pan, you want to Moto.
Yippee.
The Roy, Yippee, Yimo. You got the you wait. I got a Roy when I had a London. Dragon Pan, Kai got a Kai Jut, like I just try again.
When a new wife comes to her husband's house, she always carry those tools.
One thing you take yard, get bank up, bank it, the Roy, make a bell.
Kenapa dia kata macam, aje nama marbi, ada lain bi, apa nak apa daerah Amerika?
The wooden stick, the one that you use for cooking. In the US, it's hard.
So some of the people are
Blunder.
Some of the people are sitting in the sun, so I will not make it long. But these are the tools for David. Because all the things that he will do, he write them down here. But this is the first weapon that he will be using. Then put them down in this book. So we will bless this so that what he writes is always positive and the future generation will find it.
So we are paying a different on the body or play, long cake, can be in the knee goal, go pick ya, no, ya can't. For people from Kuba,
so I want David to get up so that he hold on this and then I will pray.
God can be there for the dog or belong here to get paid. She's going to pray to Zinka.
Yeah, then we won't believe that very soon. I think they have a lot of things. I think they're more than you. You Japan, you can away in long thing or opioid. I can mean that. Look up the pen. I can mean. The kaka. The kaka boy in my Kira jual tu dia pun, I jual macam tu dah tahu. Okey, wani malai ni aku nak kapia, jangan yang buku kalau. Lalu buku dia lah, luar nanti kaya ini bandi ni loh. Ayan kita nanti ingkar. Macam kita kau dia pan tu nak beli yang ni. Kau kakek ingkar, dia ingkar, kau ingkar luar dia ni loh. Kau pan itu bukan luar ya, kau pan itu bukan ya dolar, kita pun ni. Dia ingkar, kau tahu kan dia. Jangan kita kan dia kau kaya ini. Nakilai buka kita kira ni. So dia kalau yang kan tu orang kan kan dia kursi ni. Dia lam ni kita ken mu join kita join new. Kita luar kita kita ken dia lah kau dia mana tu ni macam tu ni. Ini kan dia itu tapi dia yang ni dok yang lain. Wah jam kita kai dulu. Ini boleh kita bisa orang beri kita pun jam ni. Amin.